People, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to talk about Radio Love Reunion Part 2, the end, finito. Finally, I'm so happy because it was bullshit. I'm sorry, it was bullshit. And no, I was not entertained. Y'all know I always start off with the was I entertained? Though I was not entertained. I was bored shitless. Like, honestly, they could have kept it. It was nothing. Listen, let's get to it. Oh, wait, before we do that, if you have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel. We would love to have you come be part of the Beautiful People family. Thumbs up the video, it does wonders for my analytics, and let's get to it. All right, y'all. So we start off where we left off with Crazy and they're crying. Okay, we don't care, Bratz, Dow, Morgan. We don't care anymore. Like, y'all, I'm sorry. Morgan's batshit crazy. Allegedly. Do I have to say allegedly for my opinion that she's batshit crazy? Like, for real. Anyway, she got even crazier in there with her, trying to console her, and the shit she's saying don't even make no sense. Jeffrey, you know what? You know what? You know what's crazy? Andre, the way he's up his ass, it's crazy. Fuck are you talking about? Like, we not even talking about Andre here. What are you talking about? And then she's all, oh my God, how do my eyes look? Girl, you look a mess. You look a white and black mess. I'm sorry, you just do. Like what she had on, not cute. Nothing cute about it. But anyway, we go back out. Tony ends up going to sit with Gums, and he's all up on her or whatever. I'm like, he going from one person to the next, and nobody is telling him get away from me. Get your little smooth ass away from me. Thanks, but no thanks, because he just be doing too much. I'm sorry. At some point, you gotta just let that toxic shit go. Ugh. All right, so we talking about Lyndon, Tony, and Morgan again at the getaway, and y'all just don't care. Like, I'm over it. I don't know why I feel like we've had this conversation about them and this whole plan for her heart, plan for her to sleep with them or whatever. The shit was foul. She laughed at it. She went along with it. So let's just move on from it. But as she's talking and she says something about if Marcia was there, she would have been a good distraction for Tony. And Marcia's like, I'm not a distraction. I didn't call you a distraction, but you would have been someone to distract him if you. Just ignorant. Y'all, Morgan is once again showing her ass for no good reason. Like, no good reason she starts in with this girl. And she's telling her she should stop, and she's telling her, well, you should stop talking, and just a back and forth that nobody understands where it's coming from. Like, they're even showing the women in the back, and they're like, oh, they're arguing? Like, what? Where's this coming from? It's coming from the fact that Morgan is a pretty insecure girl. She's insecure as shit. Like, she really, really is. And I could be totally wrong, y'all, but I just feel like Morgan is insecure because she can't keep a man. She can get men because she's pretty. Again, I don't know her. I could be totally wrong, but what I'm gathering, because I don't understand why she would be so insecure, but I think it has a lot to do with her attitude and the fact that she can get men, but she can't keep men because she's fucking crazy. So once they find that out, Miss Nair, they are out of there. And so now when she meets somebody or whatever, she tries to hold on so tight, and she's just so insecure about them leaving or whatever. Yeah, the crazy shows and they be out. I'm sorry, I could be totally wrong. And listen, Morgan, if you ever hear it, I ain't trying to come for you, but it's something. It's something there, because other than that, why would you be so freaking insecure? Why are you fighting with this girl? Why are you fighting with this girl for no good reason? You're fighting with her because he said if Marcia was here, you could have Morgan. That's not Marcia's fault. Marcia didn't say it. You fighting with the wrong person. You one of them. You one of them women. You fighting with the wrong person. You mad at Tony, but you taking it out on her. And for what? Because y'all, Marcia has not been problematic at all. None of the time that she was on this show, I don't think I ever had anything bad to say about her. Gums have just been, she's just been there and regular. So yeah, this is all Morgan, and it's for, once again, no good reason. You telling her to stay in her lane or whatever. What's her lane? What's your lane? Matter of fact, how about that? What's your lane? Yeah, so now we got Andre and Anthony on the couch, and we have Cynthia and Jeffrey on the couch, and they're talking to Andre about his connections with both of them. And he goes on this whole tangent about Jeffrey, which I'm sick of this shit. Why does it seem like we keep hearing all the same stuff? What did you like about her? What did you like about, like, we've heard what they like about each other over and over again. I'm sick of it. Jeffrey is just the epitome of a woman and lady. Like, it's, listen. Okay. Anyway, so when he asked about Cynthia, he starts in on Cynthia's curves. Never a good thing. But it's so funny because Gums was in the back like, Andre, no, he stay on the surface. I said, you goddamn right. He really does. Listen, I told y'all, she's not a problem. She be calling it like she see it. And yeah, especially with Cynthia, he's not giving up any of that. Oh, she's this, she's the epitome of that. So all that good talking Cynthia was doing wasn't working with Andre. Y'all know why? Because Andre wasn't there for love. None of these people, I don't think, have really been here for love. That's why this show is bullshit. All right, y'all. So nothing else happened with them. If it did, I zoned all the way out. I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything that made me want to talk about it. But we are now talking once again. This was the Tony, I mean, the Tony and Morgan show. I swear to God, we're talking to him, Marcia, the girl that went home first. Who else? Lyndon is there, Morgan is there, and the Roundaway Girl 2 is there. So they're asking Tony about being a player. He said he feels like he just comes off like that, but he's not a player at all. Marcia said, listen, I don't care about him being smooth talking and all that. It's just a flirting. Like he's super flirty or whatever. And the whole time Marcia's talking, Morgan has her head pointed the other way or whatever. She's looking down. She's not looking at Marcia. And I'm just like, it's all childish. It's all child. Like, she makes herself look so bad. Just bad. And she don't even know it. She don't even realize. I wonder if she's watching this show and seeing how she's coming off. Like, this is how you're looking. I wonder if it's really getting to her at all. But so we talked to Tony about the elephant in the room. I don't remember what the elephant is, so hold on. So the elephant is Natasha. Unfortunately, we are calling her the elephant in the room, and the fact that they dated after she was kicked off the show. So Tommy asked her, listen, why did you date him after you were kicked off the show or whatever? And she said, listen, we had a connection. He got my number. He called me. And she ain't get no fuck. Like, she not on the show no more. She ain't got to do nothing y'all tell her to do. That's on him. And then she says, well, he asked me, do you want me to drop out of the show? And she's like, no, because if it were the other way around, I wouldn't want you to ask me to drop out the show. And Tommy's like, so Tony, were you really going to leave the show? And he's like, I don't know about that. Y'all, what we hear is Tony say a lot of shit that he don't mean. Tony pull a lot of stuff just out of his ass. He really do. If y'all think about it. Oh, Tony, did you mean the whole thing with Marcia? And, she was here, then more. Nah, I didn't mean it at the time. Nah, I didn't. So basically, he just says whatever suits him at the time. So Tony's a liar. We can just say that. That ain't even alleged. Like, definitely he's lied on here. And he said he lied. Like, is he lying now or was he lying then? We don't know. I could not fool with somebody like that. I'm sorry. Let Morgan have him. Listen, y'all belong together. Ooh wee, y'all. So we found out a little bit of tea, okay? So she says that she ain't got no problem with Tony except for the fact that he ghosted her. Apparently Tony got what he wanted and then blocked her on everything. But then Tony says the reason why he blocked her is because you went and told producers we slept together. So hold on, y'all. This changes everything. This changes everything. I went in on Tony but for telling this whole thing and telling it on national television and putting her business out there. If she's the one that put her own business out there, why did you tell producers that? Like, why'd you do that? It sounds like nothing that he told them, but he had to talk about it once she told them. He said, I felt like you were trying to get clout and everything, so I blocked everything. Damn, hold on. Listen, is he owed an apology for real? Because if she told on herself, what are you mad about, sis? Why are you mad that it came up in the show? That is what you wanted. We don't know what's true or what's not true, though, y'all. That's crazy. I don't know why I didn't really hear that last night, but okay. Y'all, this lady ended up saying that he got a drinking problem, and people was telling her that he was drinking too much, so she was checking on him genuinely because you drink too much. She said that she was looking for somebody who was a good person and a good father, and he is not. And I was like, ooh, because I can't remember who I was watching that said something about the fact that Tony never talked about his kids, which is kind of true. Didn't really say anything about them. Whereas other people really did speak about their children, or like you really, really knew that they had kids. But he didn't. Him and Blake, wasn't talking about them kids. They said, fuck them kids. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So now we let Morgan talk. Jesus. All right, so Morgan talks about how Tony is a manipulator, and I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. She says that as soon as the day Marcia got kicked off the show, he ends up calling her like, we got to get him off the show. We got to get him out of here. Talking about Lyndon, and I'm just like, why? So then they all just kind of jump him. Marcia's like, yeah, Tony got an ego. He's like, every man got an ego. So Linda's like, let me speak. I just want to say that at no point did I down talk Tony or try to get him kicked off the show. And Tony's like, good job, Lyndon. And I'm like, these people so shitty and phony. They run around acting like they like each other, but they don't. They don't behind the scenes. They are scheming. What a stupid show. All right, so then we take a turn a little bit where we ask Tony what's he doing? Is he dating? No, he's not really dating. He's still looking. He hasn't found a woman. You know, it's all good. But he does go out for coffee with Marcia sometimes. And she's like, yeah, no dinner dates. You know, I'm real careful. He likes to date around. So Tony's like, he wasn't really dating around. He was just kind of going through the process. He was enjoying everyone, kind of, sort of. And Tommy's just like, yo, this is not a playing field. Like, this is a show to find love. And I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, we got to be real careful with our, our black women. And I'm like, there you go, because they've been holding our black asses down for a long time. No stuff, and still continue to do it. Still do. Listen, black women, if you have a black woman on your side, when I tell you, you have someone on your side that's going to fight to the death for you, going to go out of their way for you. Like, it's such a blessing, and I just hate the fact that these men don't really know it. They don't really get it. It's crazy to me. But yeah, so we finished with Tommy kind of letting them all know all of y'all need to get it together. And I'm like, good, finally. We making some sense here. All right, now we moved on to Anthony and Cynthia. And first off, we're going to talk about the body language for real. And Old Face back there saying the same thing. What's going on with the body language? I just feel like Cynthia, now listen, we have been cool this entire time. You ain't did nothing that really, really, besides talking slow as shit and, the little accent that you can't help. It's fine. Um, well, no, I ain't got no problem with no accent, so let me take that back. It's just her talking slow as shit. But um, this body language with her back to him is rude as all get out to me. I don't like it. I feel like it's so rude. It's so rude, and it's confusing because while they're showing the package of them or whatever, when they kiss, she's all happy and smiling and yeah. And I'm like, but that's not what you're giving off. Like, why are you turned from him completely and totally? Like, when I say, I know y'all seen it. Her whole back is to him. Her whole back is to him. And let's talk about Anthony for a minute. So Anthony's looking nice in his little red bottoms. He's showing them. I'm not mad at that. Because the shoes are actually nice. The suit he has on is really nice. He has on a blazer that's kind of velvety black with kind of like satin lapels or whatever. A nice velvety bow tie. He looked nice. I'm not even gonna lie. He looks very nice. His beard is always done up. It's always Yo, I just don't like it when it get that much though. Like when I look at it again, I'm like, I mean, it's nice, it's groomed, it's trimmed, it looks very well moisturized. All that is great. I just think some people be letting it get out of hand. Like just cut that shit down. Just leave it a little. You don't need a whole heck of a lot. But anyway, I'm on a tangent. So Anthony looks nice and he's not letting it bother him the fact that she has her whole back to him. It's just ridiculous. All right, so they talk about how things are working out now. Anthony said they've gone out on dates, got to know each other, and he's like, that's a little different once you get people home and see their home life and see, what's going on with them for real, for real. I guess without the cameras, then you get to really learn them. And she does this little smile and turns around or whatever when Tommy asks about them like being together, but they're not together because she said that they, have gone through some trials and tribulations, and she, did not handle him well once they had some, some things going on. She didn't handle it well. She didn't handle him well. And I'm like, but then she keep doing this little turn and they smile at each other and I don't understand. Like I'm confused as shit by them. What's going on for real? She says from dealing with him, she found out that she's emotionally unavailable. And I'm gonna have to agree with my sister. Y'all, my sister this morning was like, she never did like him like that. She liked Andre, which is true, you guys. Y'all remember when he was trying to really be all in at the beach and he did all that stuff for her and she was present but not present really? And I even said on that review, she's not feeling him like that. She gives all off all the right stuff. Her words be coming out like, "Oh, I'm gonna name you Coffee because I want to wake up with you each morning, and you hubby, and you no shit sounds good like Tony. Tony say that stuff too when it sounds good, but it's not what you mean, and that's not what she meant. So yeah, she wasn't really feeling him like that. So I don't think it's going anywhere. I just think it's rude though the way she's sitting and how she's doing him. She just looks immature and she's not leaving looking good either. So oh well. Yeah, so on the other couch we have first of all, they talking in circles. He asked Anthony how he feel about the fact that she said she needs to work on herself. And Anthony is like, well, I think it's very mature and it's very good. And Gums is back there like, get to it, Anthony. What's tea? Let's go. And then Mark Anthony is back there like, is that his name, Mark Anthony? I think so. He's back there like, oh, leave him alone. And they like, yo, you've been caping for the men all night. When you gonna stand for one of the women? Like, really? And he is a little annoying with all that. Like, dude, just shut the hell up. Didn't nobody even say nothing was wrong with Tony. We just said they both talking in circles. What are you saying? And everybody was confused. So Andre, Susu, and Mercedes, is that her name? Yeah, I think it's her name. Were sitting on the other couch or whatever. So Tommy's like, what y'all feel about this? Mercedes like, well, they not mad, so it's all good. Andre says, well, I just feel like, maybe there's a way that they can find themselves together eventually. It would be a good match if they did. Susu says, oh, well, Anthony was one of my top matches. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Did nobody like you, Susu? Did nobody like you? Anyway, so yeah, we're done with them. All right, y'all, before we wrap them up, Tommy says that, listen, throughout the whole reunion and whatever, I was looking at y'all and y'all look like a couple. So just keep that in mind. And I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Just because they look like a couple, like that don't mean that they mesh well, they're equally yoked, none of that. Like none of that means anything because you can look good together. It does not matter. And and then, excuse me, Cynthia says that's why she wants to try to work on herself and all that. Y'all wonder what she did. She probably acted a plumb fool. And Anthony seemed like no nonsense. Like he's not gonna deal with that shit. She did. They got into it. Look, I be talking about stuff like it's fact. I be saying it like it's a fact, right? They got into it and she acted a fool. But I feel like you could kind of tell from what's going on here. She acted away and he was like, nah, 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 I can't deal with that. And maybe she does want to, try with him or whatever. And she wants to better herself. I don't know, but I just feel like she did something, especially with her saying I didn't handle him the right way. Anthony is now you can say a lot. Well, he wasn't really bad or whatever, but he seems like no nonsense. Like he wasn't giving up all this "you're my top" and all that. Like he wasn't playing that game throughout the whole thing. He stands strong to what he feel and how. So yeah, I just feel like she did something. He was like, nah, and here we are. But they didn't want to say that. All right, now y'all know how I do. I get to the end and then I can't take it no more because I be watching as I do the review again. I can't take it no more. I don't want to watch it again. It was super boring. So we finished with Mark Anthony talking about him, Mercedes, Jeffrey, and all that, and the fact that okay, him and Mercedes, well, they made it to the end. she ended up saying she'd choose herself or whatever. Everybody's trying to do the Sabrina, but not really do the Sabrina. Because Morgan did that shit, but she didn't really choose herself because she kept dating him. Mercedes has been all over this man the entire reunion. When I say all over him, she's been all over him. It's been ridiculous where I'm just like, girl, let him get on you a little bit or something. Like yeah, so you can automatically see that they've still been talking, seeing each other, dating, fucking, I don't know, but she's been all over him. So did you really choose yourself? Did you? Only person who did it right was Sabrina. And everybody trying to do the Sabrina. I choose myself. No, you don't choose yourself. You choose to try to make yourself look good on the show, but then you still dealing with these people afterwards. So you're not choosing yourself. Like, you're not. It's a farce. This whole show is just, again, ridiculous. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I know I said it last time, but I'm not. I'm not even gonna watch again because I don't enjoy the show. I don't. I don't enjoy this show. So I gotta find something else. But if you have made it this far, you are the real MVP. Thank you very much. If you have not already, please consider subscribing. Did I say shout out to my sister Tanya? She's the one that was talking about Cynthia. I don't believe I said her name. No, I just said my sister. And y'all know I got two sisters, so I want to differentiate. Did I say that right? Differentiate. I did. I want to differentiate. Why does it not sound right? Y'all, it's early morning, so give me some grace. But yeah, consider subscribing, hit the thumbs up if you have not already. It does wonders for my analytics, and I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.